with this week's group. I can't talk properly. This week's pick a card choices. There you go. I got it out. Yeah, so group one we have the amethyst heart. Group two in the middle we have the tourmaline, black tourmaline heart, and on the end to the right, the sodalite heart. So that's group three. Choose your weapon and then meet me over in the readings. Check down in the description for the timestamp and all that stuff so that you can find the reading that you chose, or you can also just watch the whole thing as a very long extended reading, because most of the time I find that they do link up and make sense as a longer reading as well. So yeah, hopefully see you over there. Bye. Hey everyone, it's Alvi here. This is group one's reading. So I'm gonna go straight into the cards. Ow, something to my elbow. 1 minute. Gonna make sure the music's at the right volume. I can't hear anything properly if that's too loud. So let's have a look at your first message, group one. The sound of the universe. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I like the feeling of this card already. This message feels good. It feels like expansion. It feels, I'm getting this like image or memory or something. It's like there's actually like a sound of what the universe sounds like. I think you can find it on YouTube. I feel like it's sort of like a frequency that might be helpful to you guys at this time. I'm going to get the book out. Yeah, I've got my glasses with me today, which is fantastic because then I don't have to go hunting for them or stumbling over the words in the book. Where else I put the book? Had it not long ago. Okay, so I have I have my glasses, but I don't have the book. The book. Where is it gone? It'll be around here somewhere. I think just had it. Damn it. All right. Okay, so they want me to read without the book today, I guess. So yeah, the sound of the universe. What this made me think of too was when I was sort of looking at it, I'm seeing like the interconnection of everything and how like sacred geometry kind of like relates to a lot of things, and it's really hard to explain if you don't know it, but it's kind of like it's a massive rabbit hole of, I don't know, like the Fibonacci sequence, say for instance, is the golden ratio. So if you follow those numbers and you know how to do the equations, which I have no idea, right, they create a spiral, and it's this kind of spiral that is it's repeated in nature so often, this spiral shell kind of, like the spiral shell shape. This is what I'm getting. It's sort of like, it's like one little thread or one little bit of information is going to lead you to this major expansion of consciousness. And I know that kind of doesn't quite relate to what I was saying, but it does. It's like, I think what I'm trying to say is what I'm getting is like, when I first discovered the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio and the way that works in nature and how often we see it repeated over and over again, different shapes, different sizes, not different shapes, but different sizes in different like environments and things like that, and how it can relate to like pretty much everything, but how it's kind of like it brings you this thread of like, how do I put it? It's like a little treasure hunt kind of thing. So you're like, oh, this is interesting. I might start following that. And then you discover something else. And then you start looking at, I don't know, say like for me, it was like I started looking at things like the flower of life, and then it's mandalas, and then it's like you just notice, oh, fractals. That's probably actually where it started for me. It's like there's this movie from, I think it's like the 80s about the Mandelbrot set, another mathematical thing. And I don't know why this is coming up for you guys, but mathematics like is obviously something for you. I don't know why, but yeah, the Mandelbrot set is it's a sequence of numbers that if you put them into a computer, it creates these amazing like fractals, like, and fractals are these shapes, another again, shapes that like you see repeated over and over in nature, and they all fit inside each other. They're sort of like babushka dolls. They're exactly the same, but they're sort of like they get bigger and bigger and bigger, or smaller and smaller and smaller. It's really interesting, that movie. If you love things that are like visual and things like that, you might find that some of it interesting. I think it's a bit sort of dated now, but it's like you might be starting to see how you fit in to the universe's plan, or you might be starting to understand more how we're all just like little fractals of each other in a lot of ways. Like when you start to connect with a soul level, you start to realize like how much people are like each other, and how there's like different streams of consciousness who all are very similar, have very similar interests, and then there's like another collective of stream of consciousness who are different, they're into something else, but they're all, they've all got a similar, how can I put it, a soul signature, a soul path, interests, looks, even sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, it's really weird. It's like I'm just rambling, but it actually makes sense in a way. This is the thing, that this is the energy that's coming through for you guys, group one. It's quite, in a way, random. It's kind of yeah, just this feeling of understanding that even though you're just one tiny part in the universe, in the soul, in your life, even in the world, you're still connected to all these things that are the same as you, but they're varying in size, and it's all connected. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think that's what they're trying to get me to kind of bring it to you, is that this week I think you will be having some kind of like epiphany or aha moment where you realize like how everything fits together. And it could be to do with sound as well. Every time I keep looking at this, I was thinking, I'm reminded of the other day, like I wrote a post about the process that I was kind of just observing within myself as I was meditating, and as I was like sitting in my heart space and releasing my ego a little bit more, and noticing like all the pathways that light up in my brain, that expand me out further and further. And I was listening to Lateralis, which is a Tool song, which I always listen to when I meditate, because it's based around the Fibonacci sequence, right? And I was thinking, I wonder what would happen if you found some like frequency music, like you got the music and it's like 432 hertz or whatever like that. Like all those frequencies have different meanings or different emotions or different something that they give you. And I was thinking, I wonder what would happen if you got this song which is based around the Fibonacci sequence, and then the whole album is actually as well, but that song particularly, because it's all about like keep going, spiral out. I wonder if you got that and you found the right frequency, like what would that do to your brain if you weren't like singing along with it, if you were just listening to it, if you were just tuning into it, which is what I do anyway. How much more interesting would your expanded consciousness get? Like how much more would you expand if you were able to sort of tap into that frequency of whatever frequency it is? I don't know what frequency it's meant to be. I know there's lots of different technical stuff, and you guys probably don't give a fuck about that. It's just one of my weird nerdy things I like to think about a lot. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting like frequencies for you. I'm getting like, and the reason that I'm explaining that is because there might be something like that for you that works for you, that tunes you in, that gives you that frequency, that gives you that it tunes you into like more expanded consciousness. That's what I'm trying to get to, so that you can find the bits of the part that you play, or the fractal that you belong to, or that kind of energy coming through. It's an amazing card to show you the sound of the universe. What also came up when I first saw this card was there I keep hearing the music of the spheres, but I don't think that's quite the relevant thing. what I think, and what it reminded me of was my mum had sent me a while ago this. It's like a recording of crickets, but it's been slowed down so much, and it sounds like monks chanting or something. It's like, wow. Again, it's that thing. It's like macrocosm into microcosm, or microcosm into macrocosm. It's like that's what I feel like you're kind of experiencing or noticing or stepping into in some way this week. That's really like such an intense message that I'm getting. Like there's a lot of a lot of ways that I'm explaining it, but that's something. It's sort of like, yeah, that's you. You're going to be the cricket making the noise, but then you're going to realize you can slow it down. It sounds like something else. That's something else. It's like the primordial om. So you realize like you're sort of coming back to creator in a way. Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. What an amazing message to start with. Probably a bit confusing, but hopefully the energy transmission comes through with a lot of that information I was just giving you. So yeah, island solitude is another one. All right, so some of you might be doing this, you know, retreat thing, like spending time by yourself, being in solitude. Being by yourself, it often gives you the time to slow down and connect with that part of yourself that's, you know, able to connect with things that are bigger than you, so that you can recognize sort of the words aren't coming, but they're there. So you can recognize the part you play in the, you know, universal tapestry, I guess is the way I'm getting it come through to me. You know, like we're all a little thread, we all thread together sort of thing. Wish I could kind of explain the visuals I'm getting. They're very symbolic, basically. So it's sort of like a difficulty to translate it, but I feel like my guides are kind of giving me, no, you've got the, like, I'm sending energetic coding to you guys who are watching this. So hopefully you will understand one way or some way that I've explained this. Oh, sorry, my eyes just suddenly really itchy. Very interesting message. So taking some time out by yourself to find that. All right. Kind of getting that message is sort of like you might feel like you're a bit lost. Or you're, I wouldn't say lost, I'd say I get that you know where you're going, but there's sort of like something missing that you're looking for, or you want to find some way to kind of, how do I fit into this is what I'm getting. It's like, how do I fit into this? I see the bigger picture, but where do I fit in and what part do I play? I feel like this is sort of coming in for you this week, is this understanding, this knowledge, especially if you're taking some time out by yourself, you know, spending time in solitude. Um, mm, let's have a look and see what else we've got. Okay, yeah, all right. And here's the knowledge. It's the wait, on call. On call. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's speaks about like when babies are born and they're still in the amniotic sac, if I can say that properly. Like the mother's water didn't burst or something like that, so they come out in a little bubble. I don't quite know why that's. Oh, I see. Yeah, so it's healer, seer, priestess. That's a new one. And soul purpose. All right, yeah. So that really, it hugely makes a lot of sense. I feel like for you guys, as I said, frequencies, music. It doesn't have to be the kind of music that you think you would meditate to or whatever. It just has to be music that you can tune out to. When I was learning meditation teaching or meditation facilitation, they were really big on reminding us that there's so many different ways that you can meditate, because really meditating is actually just taking a brain break, right? And it's sitting in your heart space and it's connecting with the inner you. It's taking you out of your everyday life so that you can become grounded and centered. So it doesn't matter. You don't need to be, you know, burning incense and sitting cross-legged on cushions. You can if you want, if that's what works for you. But a lot of people find that very difficult. So I would recommend, like, you know, if you're an auditory person, If you're someone who likes music, if you have clear audience coming in, or you get messages, or you just like to hear things, right? It's different ways to explain it. But if you learn auditorially as well, that is a really hard word for me to say for some reason. Or you just like, as I said, love music, love sound, things like that. This is, yeah, it's definitely you'll find your way to understand your soul purpose this week in solitude, but with sound. So to condense it, it's with solitude, but with sound. So listening to music, listening to frequencies, listening to nature. Sometimes that's the best way to teach your brain to stop thinking, is to actually sit in nature, or just sit and listen to, like, you can say to yourself, oh, I can hear the road, or I can hear this. Just keep naming the things that you can hear until you actually stop doing that, because eventually you'll stop using the words in your mind, and you'll just kind of go into the actual listening. And that's it's known as Zen or Zazen meditation. And it's one of the easiest ways to go into getting into a deeper meditation as well. So yeah, interesting. I'm just seeing if there's anything else they want me to impart to you before I get tarot cards out. So yeah, maybe you're finding a new soul purpose. Maybe you're finding your soul purpose for the first time, reconnecting with that soul purpose. I feel like for a lot of you, obviously with this card coming up, and the on call thing, that's what I was like, what? But it's like, in the old days, I guess the healers and the priestess, they would have worn a cloak, or, something over their head in a lot of instances. Cloak, hood, something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm getting anyway. So it might be something like, where you're, I'm getting like druids or something. Yeah, I know. Weird energy. This is weird energy, but it's good energy. I like this energy for you guys. Um, the sound of the universe, the music of the universe, learning your soul song, something that's also coming through. So for some of you, you might be, stepping into like your abilities. We all have these psychic abilities. Like, people with psychic abilities aren't special. And I probably shouldn't be saying that, but we're not. We just have developed those abilities and the ability to use those different senses, whereas a lot of people never actually do that, and that's why it looks special. It's not something that, like, we can all do it if we choose to do it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just, it's up to you if you feel called to do it, and I feel like you will feel called to either initiate that, or step into that more deeply, or come to understand how you being able to do that, kind of how that gives you your place and your soul purpose in life and in the universe. Got that one. What are we looking for here? I want to just get a few angel cards. What would you like group one to know? Can you make it succinct, please? Okay, what have we got? All right, there's something you're asking about, and it's a no, and it's an emphatic no. So we'll find out a little bit more about that with the tarot, most likely. Interesting. Okay, what does this know about? Let's turn that one over. Okay, they're saying to me, for some of you, you feel like giving up, or and I feel like this is surrounding your purpose, or your soul purpose, like your healing, or something that you do that's along those lines. It's connecting with inner self, bringing through messages, or healing, or something like that. perhaps you feel like you're kind of barking up the wrong tree, or that, you're like giving up. You want to give up because it's sort of not hitting right or something along those lines. And they're saying, no, okay. Sometimes these things take time to actually settle in, or there has to be some kind of like divine orchestration going on in the background before you can actually fit into your place. It must be pretty hard to get all of the humans to do the things, right? Um, Not everybody's listening to their soul, not everybody's walking their path. So it can make things a little bit tricky, I think. And we all have our own timing and all of that sort of stuff as well. So let's see what else you've got. Oh, that one wants to pop out. Oh, it's two. Okay. All right. No, get more information. Get more information. All right. Interesting. Yeah, so going along with what was just coming through to me then, I was like, no, don't give up. No, this isn't quite, what you're thinking right now about it, is not, it's not right. And like, no one gets it right all the time. So don't feel like it's a failure, feel like it's a feedback, right? That's one of my things that I like to remind people, that ever since I learned about it in NLP, when I was learning NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, which helps you work with the pictures that you see that people use in their subconscious minds to represent things. One of the things that they teach you in that is not, there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. So if something's not working or something doesn't feel right, it means you need to go back and tweak, like your manifestations or the way that you're thinking about something. In this case, they're asking you to get some more information so that that you can work with what you've got, rather than trying to work with something you don't know. Or just try and dig into that a little bit more. I feel like for you guys, it's about like observing. Again, observing in solitude, you can observe things a little easier, perhaps. I feel like it might be that, maybe you're trying to do something in a particular project, or sending healing in a particular way, and you're feeling like it's not hitting, it's not landing, it's not working. Maybe it's just that you need some more information. Maybe what you're working with right now isn't quite enough. And I feel like this week you're going to actually be able to step into that. I feel like with this expanding energy and this feeling of, or this energy that's come through here of understanding your place in the universe and the reason that you are who you are, is going to help you get this information, this and things and start to fall into place better. And then we have a big happy changes. You can see that. Big happy changes. So you've got some good energy coming in, right? I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I reckon the beginning of this year was like about 10 years of trauma in one go. I think there's some people who are still, on the bubbler as far as like clearing all that out, or hitting that timeline where things are more stable and working more cohesively. But it's coming, and for you guys, this is the message here, is like, you've got big happy changes coming. You do need to take some time out by yourself, and tune into frequencies, or do some zazen meditation, or however it works for you. Try, if you don't have anything, just try some different things. Like I said, it doesn't have to be chanting music and sitting with your fingers like this going on. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's the traditional way, but we are all traditional, so our brains all work differently, and getting into that state can take different pathways to get there. We don't all have to get there the same way. So try some different things, and if you're looking for some suggestions, hit me up, message me. I've probably got a few. I do different things for different times. So yeah, even just like listening to guided meditations as well is also really helpful. And I feel like that's something that you guys might need to do, is to fall into this centered energy, to fall into this calm. Um, they're also saying to me something about you being pulled out of your center. So maybe this is time to withdraw back. Well, not withdraw. Well, okay, if you need to withdraw, take that time to become centered again, but also to, it's hard to explain, like your focus is being drawn to things outside of yourself, and those things can help. Sometimes they can help to support your path, but other times they can just be pulling you off path, kind of not on purpose, but sort of like creating a bit of fluff, a bit of dust around, that's making it harder for you to actually understand your part in this path, in this life. Right? Just check my phone is doing what it's meant to be doing. I just as I unlocked my phone, because I wanted to be ready to change the music if something comes up I don't like. A solar flare, a space weather notification came up. The last few days they've been going off again, so I feel as soon as I get these cards out, they're everywhere all over the floor. So yeah, I feel like it's saying solar flares. Yeah, they've been going off for the last few days. So there's a big shift in the collective energy coming. Those of you who feel it, who are sensitive like me, might be feeling it right now. I've noticed it's this for me, what I'm picking up is this like sadness, this grief in the collective again. Like it was that couple, maybe a month or a month and a half ago, I was really feeling that. It's like this kind of big void. It's like you can feel everything, right? Everything that ever was. But there's a lot of grief, and it's it previously, I haven't really tuned into it yet, but I still feel like this is the same. It's sort of like sitting in this duality, because you know how you feel, and things are working well or whatever. But you can feel this grief, and it's coming from the masculine collective, or the wounded masculine collective, as they're sort of starting to realize that things aren't quite right, the way that they've been indoctrinated, the way that they've been conditioned. Men have been conditioned to be a certain way, right? It's actually damaging to them and to their relationships and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's a lot of grief sort of coming up in the collective from that particular pocket of collective energy that you might be filling into, or you might be feeling something else. And feel free to let me know in the comments as well, if you're picking up something else as well. So yeah, let's see what the tarot has for you guys. Now to the universe, falling into place, understanding your part in the universe. I don't know how you put it. And the universe's thing. thing. Oh dear. I get these visuals, and sometimes they're just really hard to explain. I can see what I'm trying to say, and I hope that you know what I mean. I think I said it or explained it pretty succinctly just before. Now it's just the words to start coming, as well as they should do. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look and see what we've got for you guys. Oh, all right, so we have, okay, this is kind of, yeah, the Four of Cups. So there's this complacency sort of energy coming through from you guys as well. As I was saying, while I was reading your oracles, I did feel like that. I don't think, or what I'm getting, it doesn't feel like you're wholly unsatisfied with life. It's just this kind of like, I haven't quite found my place yet type energy, which can make you feel a little bit complacent. But the imagery on this card, you can see like she's looking in a direction where the cups are empty, where there's, she's just bored with whatever's already here, looking for something more to expand into. And this could be your energy, your feelings about things right now. But if she turned around, she'd notice that there is a cup there. There is the universe like offering her something different. So this is why, they're saying, tune in, get some solitude, listen to the sounds of the universe, meditate, center yourself, and all of those things, because they want you to be able to realize that there's more, there's something behind you, or not behind you, but like not in your vision just now, that you are going to be able to tune into this week. It's going to be coming into you this week. And you'll be able to take that offer, like lose the complacency and start expanding. I'm going to more cards. Oh, I feel like having that week off, even though I did very well, has given me a kind of a refresh. I feel refreshed for readings now, which is good. Sometimes when I do them like week after week, it gets a bit, say, maybe a bit bogged down, sort of thing. So we have the Hierophant for you guys. So yeah, definitely opening up to something new. The Hierophant kind of represents spirituality or religion. I think more in this case, spirituality, probably not religion. But it can also represent that kind of like traditional structure. Again, not in this, not in this reading. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm seeing that this is like an opening up to, the higher dimensions, or the more expanded dimensions, as I prefer to put it, but a lot of people don't know what that means. So higher dimensions, higher frequencies, maybe stepping more into your astral body, or into your light body. I call it expanding into the light of your soul. You can feel it when you sit in a certain space and you're feeling into your heart space. You can feel like the energy of your soul kind of pulling your human further towards where it wants you to be, which is another reason why it's important to meditate, or to be able to sit in that heart space, because if you don't listen, you will never really walk that path. But I feel like you guys want to walk that path, and you are going to be walking that path. It's just, it's in the works right now, and it's coming up for you very soon. I want to know what like what to be looking out for. What does group one want to be looking out for this week that's going to help them expand? I'm going to step into this understanding their part in the universal play, or a cycle that hasn't closed. Something that ended, or something that may have turned your world upside down in the past. But also I'm getting like something you thought had finished but hasn't finished. It's unfinished business, in a way. So that's something. There's a clue there for you to be looking out for, something coming back around again. When we talk about cycles, it could be many different ways that this is going to show up for you, but it could be something from the past that you haven't focused on for a while. Something from childhood, perhaps, that's going to put these parts together for you, that's going to put this. I'm getting something, hang on. That song's just not appropriate. It's extremely hard to channel when all you can hear is Serge Tankian saying, banana, banana, terracotta pie. Sometimes the music works really well, and other times it's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, so something that has not finished yet. It might have felt like, or looked like it was going to finish, or perhaps it was something that you wanted to put an end to. So you kind of like, you walked away from it. I feel like this is something that's coming back around, right? So you can see the Ouroboros, the snakes here that would normally be, or actually, is that the rainbow serpent? I think that's the rainbow serpent. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, I think that's the like the world serpent, the rainbow serpent there. But you can see it's sort of like its head and its tail are meeting, and it's in a circle. So it's something that's coming back around, right? That that way up, the card would be, you know, this is the ending of a cycle, it's complete, but reversed, talking about something that hasn't finished yet. Um, okay, for some of you, this might be like your ascension process. You might have been going through a stage where you just didn't feel like anything was shifting or anything was moving, and you're like, oh shit. And this has been for me as well, over the last few years, especially. It's like I don't feel like I'm expanding as much as I used to. I don't feel as connected as I used to, sort of thing. You know, it comes in waves. So you have these waves of like, yeah, I feel really connected. I feel really tuned in. And then all of a sudden it kind of just drops out. And I think that's just part of the ascension process as well. But for a lot of people I've noticed that I've spoken to, they said, I don't feel the magic so much as I used to anymore, like my own magic kind of thing. This might be for you. This might be like, you know, well, what was the point of all of that shit? If it's if it's just like gonna drop me back down there to just being a normal human again, like what was the point of expanding me if all I'm gonna do is shrink back in? So I feel like this is something that might be coming up for you. Is this is like it's a big expansion. It's to step back into your ascension path again. But having a deeper knowledge or a deeper knowing of where you fit in that thing, you know, where you fit in that paradigm, or what part you're here to play in the ascension, instead of just being part of the ascension, you know, like um yeah, for some of you this might be, you know, you might have been on this path for some time, and uh it was a while ago, sorry, hairs in there. So yeah, it was a while ago now, but a friend and I were talking about it, and then we saw someone else talking about it, saying like we're swapping roles now, like as far as what we do energetically. I know that for myself, I stopped doing I kind of stepped more into a grid worker type energy rather than doing what I was doing before, which was, you know, human healing kind of thing. I still do it. Obviously, I'm still here doing it, but um, I used to astral travel and heal people in my sleep. I still do a little bit, but more so now I find myself doing like planetary grid work, and lighting up ley lines and things like that. So it could be something like that, like you're coming to understand your new mission, your new soul mission in the ascension path that you're on. It could be for others of you. It could be, let me see what's coming up. It could be that you are stepping back into, you know, focusing on the spiritual path. Maybe you've been busy doing other things, you know, and that's life, right? It could also be, I'm just trying to, there's something here. There's something here that I'm getting the feeling of it as I usually do, but um, it's hard to put a finger on. It's like, it'll come. It's there. It's there. So what? Let me ask the tarot. What is the cycle? What does it mean for group one? This unfinished business. Please explain. Okay. Something you invested in, something you planted a seed in. So this could be pentacles, you know, earthy energy, earthly energy, the third dimension. So day-to-day life, everyday shit. It could be financial. It could be, you know, building something in the world, like a legacy, structure, a business, of something like that, you know, work, career. I'm kind of, it's weird. I'm looking at this card and I'm seeing like trees. So it could be that you are going back to, you know, working with the earth or something like that too for some of you. What it's basically saying to me is like whatever it is you planted a seed in a while ago but kind of forgot about, and now you're complacent, you're feeling complacent about it. um for a lot of you, it's going to be your spiritual mission. Obviously, that's what this whole reading's been about. But it's sort of like what I get is a combination. It's how you're combining, or how you're going to combine your everyday life and your spiritual mission. And maybe previously you weren't able to do that, or you didn't have the knowledge, which is why they're asking you to get more information on how to do it. You didn't have the knowledge or the information on how to combine the two, or you weren't quite in the right place. Like I'm getting that it's a soul timing thing, right? My guides are saying for some of you, it was really just about you learning something to a certain point. It's like whatever that is for you, however that lands for you. Again, general reading. So, there's so many different ways that this could be, showing itself up in your life. But you had to go through certain things to learn to get to a certain level before you are able to put those two pieces together. And I feel like this is what's going to be happening for you this week, actually, is just coming through now. Oh, wow, that's a big woof of energy coming through there. It's like this week you will have that moment, that epiphany, that like, oh, fuck yeah, that's why I was meant to, that's how I meant to do it. That's why I wasn't working before, that kind of energy. And it could be about anything in your life that makes you feel passionate, that makes you feel excited. I've got the Queen of Cups here. So this is about being balanced emotionally. This is about how, how you're comfortable. You may be way more comfortable now with your emotions or how you feel about it, rather than just kind of wading around and like, in the beginning of the ascension process, that is basically what it is. It's just sort of like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just kind of trying to go with it and not lose my shit. Whereas now I feel like, there's a stable baseline for a lot of people who started their ascension process 2012, 2014, 2016, or, and in between that time, there's been this like baseline that's finally become established. It doesn't mean we won't go, on the roller coaster ride, but energetically speaking, that's where it is. It's like, this is your foundation now. So now you're going to be able to put those things together and start to move forward in a different way, which serves your soul purpose, but also serves your everyday life purpose as well. Wow, that's crazy. I love that reading. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I don't think anything else needs to be said. Hopefully that resonated with you. If you'd like to go deeper into this energy, you can message me, or you can go to the link that I will leave in the description box to book a reading with me. If the link doesn't work because it has been a bit dodgy, just message me, okay? You can message me YouTube, you can message me on Facebook, you can message me on Instagram. All my links are there. So sometimes that link is just, it's being a bit weird. Some people can use it, some people can't. And if you have trouble with it, don't give up. Just come and talk to me and I'll be able to organize something for you if you want to go into have a reading. Or also I have one-to-one coaching, Luminescence soul, intuitive soul coaching. I can't say it properly, but I can do it properly. So yeah, a 3-month coaching container for those who want deeper support, if you're interested in that too. And I will leave a link below for that as well. But anyway, that is such an amazing energy coming through in this reading for you guys. Let me know how you go with it, and I will catch you next week. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's Albie here. This is group 2's reading. So without further ado, get into it. If you chose the black tourmaline, that's blue tack on the back of it from where I've had it stuck, black tourmaline heart, or you just chose group 2 because you like the number 2, then this is the reading for you. So let's have a look at your first message, which is harmonic flight. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like the imagery on this. Of course I would, because it's kind of twin flamey looking. It's that you know, the red and the blue, the pink and the blue, whatever you want to call it, energies mixing together. So masculine, feminine, divine, masculine, divine, feminine. Could be two people, could be something within you. But what I feel like is whatever this alchemical combination is, it's talking about how it's going to lift you up. So harmonic flight, right? So everything's got to be working in harmony, and that will let you fly. um I'm not allowed to read from the book today. My guides have hidden the book from me. I discovered that as I was about to do it. I was like, okay, fine, I get it. I guess that's, you know, what I'm meant to be doing anyway. Not reading out of the book. So yeah, I see this like, wow, the imagery on this card is just like giving me so many messages, but they're all visual. They're all clairvoyant type visions. And I will have to sit with that energy to let it come through for a little while, and see what the deeper messages are. Let's see what else I can kind of tap into here. So it's definitely like a combination of two things. I feel like for a lot of you, this might be speaking about a particular relationship or connection. Um, and I feel like I need to point out to, you know, just for the sake of it, that a lot of the time, if you're having a connection like this, it's only ever going to be a connection. It's like it's not meant to be a physical thing. This is where people in the twin flame, um, in the twin flame community get it confused, because, you know, we're all human. We all want the human thing. We all want the in-person thing. But a lot of the time, these types of connections are here to teach us energy. They're not here to teach us physical. We already know physical, right? They're here to remind us of the divinity that lives within us. And that's where you get like this harmonic flight type energy from. It's sort of like it lifts you up, it takes you out. And it can be just like, you know, the combination of your masculine and feminine coming into balance, coming into harmony. It's definitely two people or two things or two elements coming into harmony to create this, like, it's like mixing. What I'm getting is it's going to be like, for this week for you, it's going to be like mixing vinegar and bicarb soda. It's like you mix it up and big explosion, but it's a good explosion. It's a harmonic explosion, right? And what does harmonic, you know, stand for? Sound. It's like, to me, harmony is like, it's about sound. And if that sort of resonates with you, maybe check out group 1, because that was a lot about the sound of the universe and listening, and a lot came through about like music and sounds and things like that. So this might be something that, you know, you could tap into as well. I feel like an interesting energy. And getting the words rising higher. So your vibration might be rising higher, you might be expanding more, you might be expanding more into the light of your soul. Let's see, what have we got? Celebration. Ooh, okay. That sounds good. And let's see what the other one is. Blah blah. Metamorphosis, embrace transformation. Things are now different. Oh yeah, I like this. So somehow, and I feel like for many of you, this might be a soul catalyst type situation. As I'm looking at that, you know, obviously with the sort of, you know, twin flame imagery and stuff, that's of course exactly where my mind goes to. Even though I transcended the twin flame thing, it's not about the twin flame thing. It's a primordial story of like the two elements, the masculine and the feminine, coming together. It's like the sun and the moon. It's like the, I don't know, something like that. The sun and the moon, and how they work in harmony to light up and unlight the world so that things can grow and things can gestate and all of that sort of stuff. That's what it is. That's what these kind of connections and sometimes relationships are more about. It's more about things like that. It's an energy. And it doesn't mean it can't be physical. It just means a lot of the time you need to be focusing more on the energy. It's sort of asking you to level up and have a conscious connection instead of just an unconscious connection is the best way I've got to put it. But I feel like this is a celebration for you guys. So this bringing the coming together of two things is bringing this energy of celebration, whether it's like, you know, going to celebrate with other people, perhaps. There might be a party, there might be a wedding. That's what I'm kind of getting, is like maybe there's a wedding, maybe there's like a celebration of two people coming together or two things coming together, however that works for you. As you know, if you watch these readings with me a lot, I don't like to harp on the romantic side of things too much, because not everybody's into that. Some people like being single. Some people do want the relationship, but you know, it's different for everybody. So I don't like to be misleading. Don't want to be one of those people who's like, oh yes, you're definitely going to fall in love this week, and then you come back to me the week after and say, I didn't fall in love at all, you're full of shit. Yeah, some people do that, like they love to do those kind of readings, but I just find them very misleading, and they can be really devastating to people who are, you know, going through something or lonely or whatever. When it doesn't come true, it's not very nice. Like, and I'm speaking from experience, as well, because you know, obviously in the beginning of my twin flame journey, uh, that's exactly what I was doing. It's probably what prompted me to get really deeply into my tarot reading, because I wanted to understand what was going on, and I was watching other readers talking about how, you know, oh, the divine masculine is thinking this about you. Um, here's a channeled message from your person, and like, you know, sometimes they're real and they're true, but how real can they be if it's a general message, right? People don't think about that. They're just like, oh, it's love, I love it. Be realistic, guys. This is my warning to you, is to be realistic and discerning about the information that you take from readings, even from my readings, even though I try to be as honest and, you know, down to earth as I can. It's always up to you what you want to believe. But yeah, let's get back into this. It's just, I always feel like I need to kind of bring those energies in as well, so that people remember that tarot readings, especially general ones, are not gospel. They are not written in stone. They're based on current trajectories and other people's free will, right? So if their free will suddenly changes, or your free will suddenly changes, then the whole trajectory changes. And there's no way that you can predict that as a reader when you are reading for, you know, 100 people, 50 people, because everybody's different and everybody's got different, you know, stuff going on. So yeah, all right. So let's get back to this message, right? Harmonic flight. I feel like for some of you, this is definitely connecting with someone, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend, it could be soul family. It's just a connection that you feel with someone who lights you up, who reminds you who you are when you've forgotten, whose energy says, hey, I know you, I remember you, don't forget who you really are, right? I can see you. That's what it is. It's like being seen by someone else and you seeing them, their soul. And that in itself is like, it's like, woo, yes, I kind of remember that I'm bigger than just this human experience now. I feel like that is so much more important sometimes for us to remember that, because otherwise we get so bogged down. We get so stuck in like feeling attached to things that, you know, we have no control over how they go and things like that. But there's definitely this big energy, as I said before, mixing vinegar and bicarb soda. That kind of explosive, fizzy, happy, amazing energy, and celebrating it. So whether it's celebrating it on your own, whether it's going to a celebration for some of you, you know, just feeling really good about it perhaps, but also it's bringing in this energy of transformation, of changing, of things getting, I feel like it's getting better though. Like sometimes transformation can be difficult, but I feel like this is kind of for you guys. I feel like it's almost like getting to the end of your transformation, and you're actually seeing the changes, you're embracing the changes, you're understanding like why that happened and how things are working, and now you're able to celebrate it. I'm gonna sing some more cards here. That's the main thing. This is guys. What have we got here? Okay. All right. There's something better. Something better's coming into you. Whatever it was before, there's something better for you now, which is cool. Let's have a look and see what else the angels want group 2 to know. Okay. Get more information. See, this came up for group 1 as well. I feel like the energy and the information in that particular reading might really resonate with you guys. So if you feel guided to, go back and like check it out. There's something better. So get some more information on what's going on for you right now, because I feel like having that information is going to lead you to be able to create this harmonic flight energy in however that works for you. Okay. Big happy changes. This came up in group 1 as well. And I've done the thing with the cards, the tapping, and so this is meant for you too. And I felt like this was going to come up actually. I could just feel it in this energy. It's like there's big changes coming for you, but they're amazing, big happy changes, right? Big transformation, amazing energy, so much like love and unconditional love and excitement and happiness coming through for you. I'm excited reading it. The energy is just like woo, from group 1 and you guys. So amazing. Let's have a look and see what we've got tarot wise for group 2. I nearly said group 1. Oh, the star. I love this to start off the tarot. So this is hope, but it's also dreams coming true. It's like wish fulfillment in a way, the star. Something that you've held, long held desires, kind of understanding how to lasso that star and bring it to you. I feel like that's what she's doing, is kind of bringing the stars down to you. Awesome energy. Wow. Okay. I'm so excited reading these. That's great. There's such good energy coming through for you guys. All right, so we have the hangman. Bit weird. Okay. Let's have a look. A pause. But also an epiphany. I feel like this is an enlightenment, a moment of enlightenment for you, an aha moment. Again, group 1 kind of resonates with it as well. So let's have all right, what we have here is we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I feel like this is sort of talking about what's led you to where you are now and this transformation. And the Ace of Cups in reverse is sort of like a situation of passion. So it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be, other situations as well in your life, things that you feel quite strongly about, have been on hold. You've had the lasso on the star, but you haven't been able to pull it down. And I feel like this week's energy is bringing in this big change to shift all of this for you. Let's see how group 2 can shift this. How can group 2 shift this? Hilariously, I did it all for the nookies playing in my ears right now. So, for some of you, that might be oh, okay. That's why they made me poke it. Yeah, all right. So for some of you, this is very specific and it's a bit cheeky, but like perhaps it's sort of you're hooked up with someone and you're only doing it for the nookie, but then there was a connection, but you kind of like not knowing what's going on. Wish that things would happen, wish that things would work out, but didn't really know how to do it. You had the star lasso, so it was calling your energy out. But I feel like that for some of you, this is, it's shifting, it's going to come back around, and it won't be about doing it for the nookie anymore. It'll be more about doing it for the connection. And that's going to give you that flight, that harmonic flight. So yeah, situationship may be turning into relationship. Only for some of you though. So something that didn't work out. Trying to put you on pause for a while. But no fear, because you've got big happy changes coming in, and that's gonna help, I reckon. Yeah, I was gonna say, someone trying to sneak away, or are you trying to sneak away something? The Seven of Swords is about getting away with something. It could be about fooling yourself. It could be about someone trying to, pull the wool over your eyes or whatever, and that might be why, or you felt like they were, and that might be why, the Ace of Cups here is in reverse, of why things kind of halted. It was like, do I trust this? Can I trust this energy? But I feel like this week you're going to be stepping into shifting out. Somehow the divine will bring you the information that you need to understand that you can trust the situation, that it wasn't maybe what it looked like, because justice is coming around. And it could be like there's something else or someone else is coming in for you who's going to bring justice, who's going to bring you that wish fulfillment, as far as this energy is concerned. So harmonic flight, connecting, alchemy, soul alchemy, relationship alchemy, and bring those big happy changes in. I'm going to call it now. This is a pretty good reading. I don't know that we need much more of a message here. I feel like you're going to get justice for whatever didn't work in the past, and that's going to give this shift, that it's going to bring in this I'm trying to look for the right word, effervescent, big happy change energy, transformation in whatever situation this relates to in your life. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully that that energy comes through to you and it works out for you, and if it does, let me know. I'd love to hear some, yeah, this actually happened for me, or anything like that. It's great. Just to know, am I predicting what's actually happening in your lives, or that kind of thing. Also, it's just nice to hear happy stories. Also, if you wanted to go deeper into this energy, find out more about your personal situation, so it's a bit more tailored, it's more what's the word, accurate for you, for your particular path. You can always book a reading with me. There's a link in the description box below. Yeah, and if you wanted some deeper support on your journey, I also have coaching as available as well. You can always private message me too to find out about either of those things if the links don't work, which sometimes they don't for some unknown reason. It's very frustrating for me because I can't work out how to fix it if I don't know what's wrong with it. But yeah, if they don't work, just private message me. It's probably easier. We can set something up if you want a reading, talk about coaching, or just chat, whatever. Anyway, hopefully that energy lands for you, and I hope you have a really good week, and I hope that this harmonic flight is amazing for you, and big happy changes shifting very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hey guys, it's Alvi here. This is group 3's reading, so if you chose the Sodalite heart or group 3, then this is the reading for you. I'm going to just go straight into the reading, and then I will, phone's making some weird noises. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Maybe my headphones are going to run out of battery, which wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, we'll go on into your reading. So your first message is love and compassion. Okay, so I would like to say randomly, but ironically enough, the song that I currently have playing in my headphones is called Purity, right? The song's actually not about love and compassion at all, but just the word purity sort of, it plays into what I'm picking up here. Like love and compassion is something that I've kind of talked about a lot over my journey. It's about having compassion for yourself. Like, um, what I feel for you guys, group three, is that you might be going through something, and I'll show you why. You have the tsunami, the wake up call. Okay. So sometimes a wake up call can give you that jolt that you need to kind of come back to yourself and remember, how to kind of connect with the part of you that it has loving compassion, that loving, is able to not only transmit loving compassion to other people, but mostly to yourself. During a wake up call, um, you know, that it can be pretty intense. This is the cards is tsunami, right? So this could be current, it could be future based, or it could be something that's already happened and you've come here looking for guidance on how or what should I do? Extending loving compassion to yourself and everyone else, especially to yourself though, as you go through this transformation, then it's going to help things not feel as bad, basically. Throughout probably the first 5 years of my ascension journey, I was learning like heart frequency stuff. I was guided to it. I wasn't like learning it from anyone. I was teaching myself basically. And one of my biggest things was heart breathing. I kind of was, empathing off Matt Kahn quite a lot. He might be someone that you'd like to watch. He's full of loving compassion and he's basically like Jesus. He's basically like got that energy, that same energy of Jesus. He's not like Jesus. I don't think Jesus was bold. Sorry, Matt. Yeah, no, he's got like this really loving, compassionate energy. And a lot of his teachings resonated with me so much that I kind of took them on as well. And it's all about really just loving yourself and giving yourself the compassion and love and support that other people haven't given you throughout your life. And sitting in unconditional love and channeling unconditional love to yourself to help you heal, to support you, to make you feel worthy, and all of those things that you don't feel like a lot of the time in life, especially when you are unhealed or you're not on the healing path, or you've had some kind of wake up call. So what is also coming through for you guys, group three, is trust your inner compass, be led from within. All right. So I feel like this wake up call is actually happening for you. Everything that happens is for you, but I feel like it's helping you come back to yourself, right? So that you can remember how to use your inner compass to be led from within instead of following things from without. The best guidance you'll ever get is the guidance that comes from inside you, right? Your soul knows exactly what you're meant to be doing. It's just a matter of kind of being able to sit in that space. And sometimes that's where the loving compassion needs to come in, is because, you're in your head a lot. You can't stop overthinking, or there's something that's just like really hurting, really bothering you. And when you can practice loving compassion towards yourself, it makes it so much easier for the messages of your soul to come through and to give you the comfort that you need, or for you to be able to connect with your guides, with, that aspect of things as well. I'm going to get some messages from the angels for you guys. This is all the cards are mixed up from the last one. Okay, have a look. What have we got here? All right. Okay. Group three. What do the angels want group three to know? Group three need to know romance. Okay. That's a bit left of field, but that's what they want you to know. Okay. So I feel like romance is coming in for you. I feel like maybe, oh, okay. All right. I'm getting a message. It might be specific to a, particular group of you, that having romance come in is kind of throwing you a little bit, It's like it's a wake-up call because there's someone there, and this is yeah, basically, there's someone who loves you, like, more than you maybe even feel like you love yourself or you should love yourself, and that's kind of, like, giving you this wake-up call. It's making you understand, "Hey, maybe I don't give myself the love I need. Maybe I don't give them myself the compassion or understanding or support that I need." But also at the same time, it's kind of throwing you it's making you feel a little confused because you're like, "Well, what the fuck? Why does this person love me like that? I don't understand." Because especially if you've been in toxic relationships, if you're used to people who are just, um, shallow, bad word, but that's the only way I can put it. People who are just shallow, like people who only like you for what you look like or whatever. I feel like this person coming in for you is different, and that's going to kind of throw you. So that's why the missed card has come up. Trust your inner compass and be led from within. Right. So what they're asking you to do, and this could work in a few different ways, could be to do with a current relationship, it could be to do with one that's coming in, like romantic relationship. Um, it could be also that you are still healing from a previous connection or relationship that created a bit of a wake up call, that was a bit of a soul catalyst type experience for you that's kind of left you confused, but also it's it's been instrumental in leading you back to yourself and your inner guidance, and giving yourself that loving compassion, as I was talking about, that heart-centered healing. So yeah, different few different storylines coming through here, but for the most part, I feel like if you're feeling if you're feeling confused, um, because the list really talks about, being surrounded in confusion and having to trust yourself, instead of, getting caught up even in your own conditionings, and stop to take a breath, to go back into the heart center and go, okay, what does my heart say? What does my soul say? What does my intuition say? Instead of going along with whatever's going on in your mind, in your conditioning, and what other people are saying to you. Um, yeah, interesting. Let's get some more. So some of you are going to be having this wake up call. I feel like for some of you, I feel like it's a good wake up call. Um, the last two readings, like group 1 and 2, were amazing, great energy, big transformations, but changing to something big and happy. I had that in the last two. I'm just going to try again. So big happy changes coming in, and there's no reason it can't be the same for you guys. I just feel like at this time on your path, you're being asked to focus more on, you know, um, your own inner guidance than looking for guidance from other people, or, going along with what other people are telling you, or even to the point, like, I remember being in this kind of situation on my journey a long time ago. Um, I wouldn't even look at, other people's collective reading energies and stuff, collective energy um reports and things like that, because I didn't want to be influenced by it. I knew that what was coming through from me was what I needed to know, and I knew how easily my mind could be influenced by what other people were saying, what other people were thinking, what other people were telling you. But I feel like that's something sort of important for you right now. I feel very much like my guides are really pushing the being led from within, using your own inner guidance system. So maybe you haven't been, maybe you've been caught up in this wake up call, or in this confusion of not actually knowing what to do, or there's something going on in your romantic life that is asking you, it basically, it relies on you knowing yourself, and um knowing what your soul wants you to do. Okay. Big energy, big energy. All right. Throwing up everywhere. Group 3, what else is group 3? Messages, what are group 3 messages today? It'd be great. I was just staring at the sun thinking, oh, it'd be nice to be out in the sunshine today. And there goes half the deck. All right, so group 3, please. Messages for group 3. Please explain romance. Ask your angels. So again, asking your angels, connecting with your guides, your angels, your spirit team through your heart center, because that's where the information will come from. It won't come in the brain. It will come in here. It will come in as feelings for most of you, unless you're, you know, very psychic and or you're very clairaudient. More often than not, the information that comes from spirit comes through the heart center. And you can kind of feel the difference as well. Okay, what else does group 3 need to know? Group 3, what do you need to know? Group 3, you need to know. All right, there's a yes, okay? A yes for you guys. Ask romance, ask your angels. Yes. So I feel like there's something better. What came up here? See, you've got there's something better. And then you're ready as well. Oops, if you can see that. I don't know if you saw the other one, but the shininess is getting a bit shiny. Yeah, so those two extra messages. All right. I feel like for a lot of you, you're having a wake-up call around now, having seen these, around a particular relationship or connection that's causing you a lot of confusion. This is probably just for some of you, right? They're saying ask your angels. Obviously, I was saying my guides are really pushing this. Use your inner compass. I feel like this is something that's really important, that you work out how to know what it is that's right for you, that's right in, you know, that's right in your thinking. But they're also saying to you that there is something better, whether that be a better way to deal with it or a better situation altogether for you. You know, that depends on what your situation is, right? But it also says you're ready. Okay, so they say you're ready and to ask, but there's a yes here. Yes. And it's a good yes. I mean, it's no good, no bad yeses, but it's like a yes, you're ready, right? Yes, you're ready to step up. You're ready to take this to the next level. You're ready to change. You're ready to find a different situation that supports you more. And you're ready to hear the messages that your soul is trying to tell you right now and follow those as well. Okay, let's have a look and see what the tarot has for you. What has the tarot got to say? Group 3 this week. Woo. Okay, courage. I'm really very strongly actually now getting that this might be about, you know, stepping out of something that's not working for you anymore and stepping into something that is, asking your angels for support, having strength and courage, having the strength and courage to, you know, do what it is that your soul's actually asking you to do instead of what, you know, society expects you to do, your partner or whoever you're with at the moment is wanting you to do. You know, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. My headphones have never actually lost battery before, and that was like the weirdest noise just there when it did. Oh, that was so weird. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is starting to become a very clear message for most of you. I feel like this is just, you know, basically they're talking about having the strength and the courage to follow what it is that your heart is telling you, even though you might be surrounded by like confusion, and the confusion I feel is mostly coming from outside sources, right? So you might be under pressure from someone that you're seeing or someone you're in a connection with or relationship with, to do things one way when you know in your heart that that's not right for you. Maybe it's been something, maybe it's something that's been going on for a long time and you wanted to step out of it, or you wanted to find a different way of dealing with it, but you haven't been able to. They're now saying, yes, you can do it, you're ready, you have the strength and the courage coming up this week. That energy is coming through for you to be able to do what you know is best for you. And however that works. Okay, more messages for group 3. Yeah, all right. So this is definitely, we've got romance and we've got the lovers. The love is in reverse. So this is a connection that just isn't working anymore. This is a connection that turns everything upside down. It's also a choice in love. That card often comes up to show you that there is a choice. I feel like this is almost in reverse, saying the choice that you're making isn't the right one for you, or you're choosing not to make a choice, and in choosing not to make a choice, you're staying stuck in a situation that just isn't going to work for you in its current state. It doesn't mean that it can't work for you further on down the line. It doesn't mean that you can't go to like couples therapy or something like that to work out how to deal with whatever it is that's causing the issues and the challenges. It's just at this particular point in time, they really want you to make a decision, because they want you to make a decision for yourself. And this is the wake-up call, right? This is why they're saying there's a wake-up call. It will be like a tsunami, because it's going to be something that you wouldn't normally do. It might feel a bit scary, but you're definitely ready. They're like, it's now or never kind of thing. It's like, do it now or stay stuck. Do it now or be stuck in this cycle for the next however many years and be miserable and lose yourself even more. Do it with loving compassion, but do it because you know what the actual right choice is for you. The confusion is outside of you. If you sit within yourself, you'll know. 5 of Pentacles reverse here. So yeah, I feel like this is something that is making you feel very isolated. It's making you kind of withdraw from connecting with other people. Perhaps you feel kind of like on the outer with your family or friends. Maybe it's typically, and I was picking this up already, is like one of those toxic type relationships, like a narcissistic relationship or something like that. Not a relationship with a narcissist. And I do not like to use that term because I feel like it's really overused and people don't really understand it. But if you've actually experienced that, or about that, it's like they isolate you. They take you away. It's like being in a cult, right? They take you away from the people who love you and support you so that they can grind you down and, use you for emotional fuel and things like that. It's not a nice situation. And everybody has narcissistic traits, whether we choose to, use them or not is something different. And sometimes you can be be with someone who's really nice, but then they've got those little things that they don't even realize aren't the right thing, the right way to treat other people and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably more the situation. I feel like the person that you're with or this reading is about is like someone who get fully diagnosed as a narcissist, but I do feel like they are someone who enjoys maybe they isolate you. I wouldn't say enjoys isolating you, but they do it out of fear. They do it out of fear because they know what you really are and who you really are. They see your light and they don't want anyone else to know or to have you. It's a bit like that. That's kind of what's coming through here. And I feel like this, but I also feel like what the choices are that you need to make. and it's now the time for you to do it so that you're no longer in this situation that doesn't work for you, this love situation that's not doing you any good. And it's also making you isolated in whatever way that works, because you might be isolating yourself because you feel like shit because your relationship's not working. It doesn't have to be the way that I just put it. That was just a very strong theme that was coming through in the energy. So let's have a look and see what else we've got for you. Jeez, the heavy one, guys. Whew. Let's have a look and see what else does Spirit have with reading. Show me what else we have with reading. Ooh, there goes something. Okay, so the Ace of Wands. Not sure which way that was meant to go. Reverse. All right, so all of your inspiration and all of your fire has gone out because of this as well. I feel like, yeah, the wake up call is definitely because of this. This is what's happened to you. Like, you're not yourself anymore. People might notice that you're not yourself anymore. And you kind of know too. You know when you know, you know. If you know, you know. I just, yeah. All right. What does Group 3 need to know about the rest of this week? Not about the background of this, because they already know that. What does Group 3 need to know for the rest of the week? How to navigate through this wake up call? What are they going to do? So they need to have courage. Oh, that's too many. Oh, all right. We've got the Eight of Cups. This is not a permanent like departure. Okay, as I was saying, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be that you need to make that decision to talk to them about going to couples therapy or seeing a therapist or something like that, or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be the end of it, right? The Eight of Cups is definitely like walking away and leaving a situation that's just no good anymore. This is kind of giving me that. I can't think, what country or culture does that come from, where they light little boats when someone dies and send them out to, not big boats, not Viking, not Viking funerals, but it's like, is it Balinese or something like that? And they have these little like boats, and you put a photo and a thing, and it's sort of like meant to bring you closure. Anyway, that's kind of what it's giving me, where it's like in reverse, it's like it's not quite time to light the funeral pyre yet, right? We're not giving up on it. We're just making choices that are supportive to you, and hoping, or not hoping, but speaking to your person about supporting you as well, instead of just doing whatever they're doing right now. Let's have the Queen of Swords in reverse. That's an interesting energy to come through. It's like decisions being made. Queen of Swords, like not in reverse. Queen of Swords, the right way up. I'm trying to think of the right word. That's why I'm giggling to myself. I'm like, what am I talking about? So in the upright position, the Queen of Swords. You can tell I'm just about done, right, for the reading. So the Queen of Swords in the upright position is she's balanced in the way that she makes her decisions. She can be a bit cold. She can make decisions to cut people off pretty easily with that sword, right? Her heart's down here. It's in a cage, so it's locked away. She's protecting herself. But in the reverse, I feel like this is decisions that need to be made, but again, not being made, or it's all very emotional, right? Because the suit of swords is about your thoughts, about mentality and stuff like that. And when she's the right way up, that energy is, she's balanced, but she's cold, right? She makes decisions through logic, not through emotion. And I feel like this is sort of saying like your emotion and your logic is out of whack. When you think about ending it, when there's choice, when it comes to making this choice, you're out of whack with it because, you know, obviously you love the person that you're with, or you're really attracted to them, or however it works for you. But you also know that the situation is no good for you. So it's hard for you to make those decisions. So because you love them, you don't want to make that decision, you don't want to hurt them. That's why the card, the loving compassion card, is coming up as well, is to remind you that you can hold boundaries without being harsh. You can use loving compassion to hold your boundaries, to set your boundaries, to continue to set boundaries with people. Then also to remind yourself to treat you how you would want someone else to treat you. Not how you let people treat you, but how you deserve to be treated. Okay. Let's go and see what other messages we have here. Can we get conclusion cards here for group 3, please? Okay, we have fast communication, fast moving energy. So a lot of time with this card, it's emails, texts, phone calls, that kind of thing. Could be, snail mail as well, but this is fast moving communication, not slow moving communication. I feel like there's a lot of wands getting poked at you, right? So there might be a lot of kind of messages coming from lots of different people. Maybe it's sort of, there's a lot of people involved on the outer of this situation who've all got opinions, and that's not helping you make the decision, because you may feel like, they're part of your family, or you're part of their family, or their opinions matter about, like, their opinions about you might matter to you, things like that. I feel like this is a lot of, it was in reverse too. I feel like this is waiting for communication, but I also feel like there's a lot of chatter going on behind your back, that you don't know about, people talking about you, perhaps, and this situation. But I also feel like for some of you, you're waiting to hear something. You're waiting for some kind of communication. Maybe it's just like you're at a standstill this situation with this person, and you need to make this decision, but you also don't want to. That's what I'm getting here, right? And you're kind of waiting for them to say something, or to message you and let you know, or something along those lines. Everything is like, all of this energy is reversed. I keep getting reverse cards for you guys, group 3. And just feeling into this energy, I feel like you really need to just listen to what your heart says and do what your heart tells you to do. I was going to say regardless of what happens, but obviously you want to look after, yours and other people's personal safety. But do what your heart tells you to do. And if you need to get out, go. If you need to talk to them, also talk to them. Don't wait for them to communicate with you, because it's just, it's going to just continue to pull you out of alignment. And the more out of alignment you are, the harder it is for you to actually hear what your heart wants you to do. So, you're ready to do it. I trust you and I believe in you. I think you just need to believe in yourself to be able to get on with it and do it. Maybe you need to find some kind of support person, a therapist, a counselor, or something like that, who can help you as well. All right, I reckon we'll call it a day on this reading. I feel like things are going to change for you. I feel like you are definitely needing to make a decision, though, on this connection or relationship. And yeah, hopefully that resonated. Maybe it helped you in some way. If it did, just let me know in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye.